Yo, okay, so I was listening to the Dax Shepard podcast earlier, and there was this dude talking about how the snack food and a lot of the food industry has kind of created these things that are chemically engineered by scientists, marketers, uh, experts to have the perfect taste, the perfect smell, to have the flavor go away so that we kind of want more of it. And the marketing guys or gals who were like, yeah, I bet you can't just have one. So it kind of just got this whole thing started, and like it's even gotten out of control of what they originally designed. And I know what that's like. I grew up on, I'll tell you in a minute, but there's other options out there, and it's a matter of, yeah, maybe we have some kind of addiction to it, because I mean, food addiction is even stronger than drug addiction. We got to eat every day, and the marketing is so in our face, and it's just as much in our brains. So, yeah, it's serious stuff. So maybe we are addicted to it, or maybe I don't, who knows where we all fit into the spectrum. But what I want to make clear here is that I'm not bashing anyone. Maybe the companies that created this stuff and continue to market it, even though they know the effects of it and they know where it's leading people and they know all that stuff, but we're allowed to make our own choices. I don't really care what you do. I don't care what you do. I do have an issue when people start complaining to me and they know what they're doing, but a lot of times people come from a lack of awareness, a lack of caring, or they care about other things. So it's not, I'm not here to tell you how to eat at all. I'm just explaining what I know and sharing my story. Maybe this sheds some awareness and some knowledge for some people, and they go into the next day thinking, oh, wow. Or maybe someone tells me that knows a lot more than me, and they go, Mike, you should actually think of it this way and this way. So I just wanted to give you guys a little, I drew this up. I'll tell you, this is all straight out of the Frat Star Fitness Playbook. This is a book my good buddy Johnny McCurdy created a few years ago with a company he created. And we have, we have live foods, and then what he described as dead foods. So I grew up on dead foods. That's all I knew. Things like fast food, for sure. Fried things, nuggets, french fries, for sure. White breads, I ate nothing but white breads. Canola oil was definitely in. It's what they're frying a lot of stuff in. It was in a lot of my foods. I had the occasional hot dog. Milk or pizza, I skipped over. I had a dairy allergy. Standard pastas, of course. The spaghettis, the gemellis. Microwave meals, not occasionally. Mainly more popcorns. And the sports drinks, of course. The Gatorades with all the added colors and the sweeteners. Dressings, not so much. I wasn't really a salad guy. And the cereals. So, of course, dry cereals. Rice Krispies. Cheerios. Wasn't really into the cookies, crackers, chips, pretzels, though. That was all me. Wasn't really into candy or soda or cake. Maybe a little bit into flavored nuts. So this was literally what I was eating. It was tan, it was white, it was yellow, it was brown, it was tan. And I would go through these cycles of being so hungry I thought my stomach was going to literally implode. So hungry. To gorging myself and feeling full, and then getting so hungry I thought I was going to implode. And then, not always gorge myself, but, stuff in my face and feeling full and being like, okay, there's got to be a better way. And right when it was kind of hitting the breaking point, mixed with a lot of alcohol, again, people's choice, Johnny introduced me to these live foods. And I was like, interesting. So believe it or not, I hadn't had a vegetable and I mentioned this before, until I was about 22. And same with fruits. But he started showing me all these vegetables, and since my intake of them has tripled, the ones that I'm aware of or I know how to eat, I know how to notice what they are, all gone off the deep end. But mainly I break it down into just leafy greens, so spinach, collard greens, chard, arugula, and we got cruciferous ones, so the kales, the broccolis, the cauliflowers, the cabbage, and then stuff like zucchinis, beets, carrots, onions, whatever. There's so many more out there. It's about eating the ones I like, but these come in like a rainbow. It's amazing. Stuff like fruits, so, anything, the lemons, the limes, the bananas, the plantains, papayas, melons, dates, figs, apples, pears, berries, a million of them. That comes with its own thing of like, what's in season? Is it ripe? How do I eat it? I mean, these have their own issues of like, how do I prepare it? 'Cause you can't really eat them raw all the time. But boom, dude, oh my gosh. All of a sudden, I'm now like, oh wow. I feel full, not like full, but I feel ready to go. And I can actually go do stuff. I feel confident in my body. And along with those, the proteins, beef steak, chicken, eggs, fish. We all know that one. The carbs, that's like a hot topic. But again, I'm not talking keto, low carb, vegan, vegetarian, whatever. I don't really care. I'm just talking what are foods. How you eat them, different story, topic for another day. But carbs, potatoes, grains, quinoa, bulgur, oats, all the different types of rices. There is a lot more ancient grains out there, which I'm trying to find out, more like bulgur and stuff, but I'm still searching for them. And then into the fats, so stuff like olive oil, coconut oil. Those are a lot different than canola oil. Totally different. Again, I'm not here to talk science, just here to give you information. Grass-fed butters, which is ghee and tallow, and then we also got avocados and nuts. So, I started eating these things, and dude, it's a different sensation. And I told you I'd never eaten these things. I did not have a taste for kale, but I started eating them, and my body started to change, and it started to crave these different things, and I was like, what's going on here? And so I ditched these, I got into these, and I had messed around. I put one last piece down here with supplements, and I put them into the dead and the live foods, because what I consider live supplements, I'd call them health foods. So like they go into the category of food that can be useful for keeping us healthy. Where like there's also supplements that could go with dead foods that kind of become snacks, which is a bummer. Obviously I'm a little bit biased here because I do work for a health foods company, but there's good and there's bad. Same with food. Taking a look at these, we have top thing, I got essential amino acids, just pure vegan protein. Purium has a great one, but I also know that Ben Greenfield's Kion company, I believe they have a good one. I don't know. I believe so though. But then there's stuff, at the time I was taking BCAAs, which is not as complete of all the amino acids. It's branched chain, which is these are all the essentials. Different topic. But these are always mixed with added color sweeteners, and they're pretty much like Gatorade powders. So I was like, and then the same thing with the green powders. I mean, there's whole complete green powders, and then there's ones that we mixed with added sweeteners and just went overboard, and we mixed live foods with dead foods, and it's like, do I really want that? Not so much. And then the same thing with the fiber and the melatonin. There's mixed straight live foods and then live foods and dead foods. You got to know what you're going, and that's why I'm always looking at the ingredients list. And then I put Biomedic as a separate category because that is just a separate thing. That's more of like an herb where it removes glyphosate from the body. So it takes some of that dead stuff. It's a live food that takes the dead stuff and removes it from us. And now we're really talking health foods. That's like, okay, I mean, FDA would not call it medicine, But that's where we're really starting to help ourselves with the food, using it as more than just fuel. So I wrote here that these lists are not exhaustive and they're based on my perspective. So it's obviously not all the dead foods, and this is not all the live foods. This is just like what I took from that list, stuff that I eat, stuff that I am familiar with. And it's crazy, you know? Like, I didn't think I would ever be here. I always heard a lot about this area, but I saw it so far away from where I was. And I went kind of cold turkey and I went straight into the live foods, like super fast, because I had a really strong why. You know, I wanted to be a good rugby player, and my buddy was like, dude, we can use these foods as fuel and it'll make you a way better player. And it'll make you feel way better all the time and give you better confidence, make you think clear, give you a lot more freedom and physical ability. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm done with this. I want to go here. So it was easy for me. And it's kind of led me on the path I am, where now I want to share that with y'all. But I don't want, again, I'm not telling you how to eat. But if you did want to start making this switch, don't go all or nothing, or you don't have to like I did. It could be simple, just like adding in one of these once a month, adding in another one next month. Or maybe if you want to go crazy, like removing one of these and adding one of these. But it doesn't have to be like a drastic thing. We don't have to work like that. It's a very long game. And it took me a long time. I was eating the basics, and then I started to expand, and it's always growing. So that's the cool thing about it. And so that's live foods, dead foods. We still have a huge food industry that's kind of just throwing crap at us. So know what you're eating, and best of luck out there.